All right. Well, I had a subscriber on my YouTube channel message me and ask how to take these great big feathers and use them for little tiny legs. Now this is a size 18 hook. It's the smallest I can go and keep the camera focused well anyway. And so I'll show you how to take this and make these little tiny legs. It's actually easier than you might think. I call these option legs because you're going to have several options. You'll be able to have your legs come up top, you'll be able to have your legs come underneath, and if you really want, you can make a soft tackle out of this. So if things go awry, you don't necessarily have to ditch the bug. So one of the first things we have to do is make our feather look like this, and we got to get down to bare stem, because that's going to be our tie-in point, is right there. And you're going to have to determine how many legs you want. I've already got it separated. This is probably a little bit heavy for an 18, but I'll just go with it. So what we want to do is we want to take the shiny side, or the convex side, and aim it up. And we're going to tie this in right on that bare stem. Now keep in mind, the back half of the fly has already been built, so you've got your tail and your body and your rib and all that stuff, so you'll probably have some extra stuff going on right up here in the thorax area, but you want your thorax to not be messed with. So what we need to do is actually have our thread in the forward position right here, and you want to have enough room left over for your head. That's actually important because everything may kind of start to slide forward just a little bit, so you want to make sure you got room to handle that. So as we do this, we want to make sure we spin our thread up into a rope. I've found that it's a little bit easier with flatter threads. What I'm using is Griffin Shear in 14.0 here for this fly. And we're going to just bring our thread over twice, and we're going to get it positioned so that our feather is sitting directly on top, something about like this. Now, I want to use this to build a wing case as well, and you don't have to do that. If you want to have whatever other material you want for a wing case, that's fine, you can do that. Or maybe you want a piece of flash hanging out back so you can have a flashback wing case, that's fine. Just have all that material hanging out back ready to go. So as we do this, we're going to actually grab the front fibers and the back stem, and we're going to draw them to start to get our length. Now you may wonder, well, I'm not sure how far I want my length, and this is actually easier than you may think to determine. So once you've drawn it slightly, you can actually just take a finger and kind of roll it over the hook eye and push up underneath to see how far back that those legs are going to go. You can actually use a half-hitch tool that's like on the back of a bobbin, or I'm sorry, a bodkin, or even a hollowed pin to determine this, to kind of get a feel for where they're going to go. I'm just going to stick with that. I'm not trying to make it perfect. It's just a demonstration. But nonetheless, once you have the distance that you want hanging out front, then what we're going to do is we're going to wrap our thread back through the thorax. And as you do this, if you're going to use this for a wing case, what you really want to do here, once you've kind of got this tightened down a little bit, is just gently draw everything together and make gentle wraps. And now the reason for this is so when we bring this back forward, these fibers are more likely to line out in an even manner. And we'll get to that in a minute. So now we have our legs sticking out front. Now we have our wing case sticking out back. And so now you can use dubbing or peacock curl or whatever you'd like to go ahead and make your thorax. If you've got a wing case that you want hanging out back this off a few turns before you get to that wing case and trim this out so that the clippings will be hidden by whatever it is you want for your wing case coming over the top. That way you hide the little clipping. So now we've got that out the back. We've got now we're just working on the thorax and getting the legs in. Bring your thread back forward to the front, right behind, or just stopping, so we still have room for our head right there, as you can see. And we're going to pull this forward. Now, it doesn't always want to lay flat and correct. I got this one to actually lay pretty flat and correct by just grabbing the stem. That's not always going to happen very well. So what you want to do is grab these and draw them in your fingers and then pull it over. And that will help ensure that your wing case will have a nice texture to it so that it's even. Let me put a second wrap in because we only want 2 anyway. But now I can turn it to the side and you can see that it's basically a pretty even wing case. There's a little split there, and that's okay. So next what we're going to do is we're going to lift this back. We're going to lift all this feather to the back. We're just going to place 1 or 2 wraps in front. Now what this is going to do is help secure this material to make sure your wing case and legs don't go anywhere, and it's also going to start to help build the head. So we're going to have a little bit of a clipping left in front. I'm just going to hit my fingernail clippers here to get in there and get that. And you can see there's a little tiny clipping right there with a little bit left over, and that's okay. That's all going to be incorporated into the head. So now to get these legs to do what you want, you can first of all splay them out and get even amounts. This is very heavy for an 18, but you decide what it is you want, not me. So we can actually take them and just bend them over and tie them in. Sorry, that was the wrong way to do that. But you can just draw them back and tie them in like so. You have to play with them a little bit and tease them, and you'll get them down below like that. If you want them up into the side, you're going to have to actually play with them a little bit and kind of figure 8 them. So we'll grab a bundle and do 1 cross over the top towards the back rear. We'll bundle the second. Doesn't want to bundle. I've already played with them too much. But you'll see why I call these option legs in a minute, because you'll be able to turn this into a soft tackle if you like. And we'll come back over the top. Oh, it's a little tricky. And now that you figure eighted them, sorry, you can get them to stay on top like so. And then, I know that looked like more of a soft tackle, but if you're wanting the soft tackle look, which you can absolutely do here, so if everything's going crazy on you like this, don't worry, we're going to make this a soft tackle right now. So all you got to do is just take your fingers and splay all these down and around and out to the sides and all that kind of stuff. Now draw it back. Just pinch and hold for a second. Bring your thread out, up, and around. Draw everything to the back, and now in front. And now you've got a soft tackle. So there's different ways you can manipulate your thread on those fibers to create different things. So on this particular fly, I'm going to say I just want my legs being in the down position, because that's pretty much what nymphs are, right? In the down position. But the soft tackle technique is nice because if something goes haywire on you, you've got a backup plan, and you can just make a little soft tackle fly out of whatever it is you were tying. So we're going to take these, we're going to draw them down right into that thread, and we're going to place some thread wraps over, coming right back into where the head's going to be. And now you've got your down legs. So, and if you want them to splay open a little bit more, just use your thumb to tease them out. So I apologize, I don't remember the handle name that asked me how to show this, but there you go. There's 3 techniques on how to take a big, well, it's 1 technique on how to take a big feather and use it using just your thread to make 3 different sets of legs. And maybe you don't like that, you back it off and we move them up top. You know, so you can absolutely do whatever it is you like. If you want them up top, coming up off the wing case, just grab everything, lift it up, and now your legs are up top. You just bend them out to the side, and there they are up top. So and now you're ready to whip finish. So there you go. I like mine down below, but whatever it is you like, there's an easy way to do it. Now it may take a little bit of practice, so you may want to just try this on a blank hook before you put it into practice after you've taken some time to build the back of your bug. So other than that, appreciate you watching. Give me a thumbs up, so give me a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share with your friends if you know somebody that's struggling with something like this. Share it with your friends. And then always please come check us out over at FlyVault. It's a brand new community that we've designed specifically for fly tyers, where you can actually store your patterns digitally, and we're growing. We have a long way to go. There's a lot of things we want to add to it, but you'll get a chance to be a part of a growing community and actually have your voice heard, unlike other platforms. So other than that, happy tying, take care, and as always, I'll see you next time.